Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me for Around the World with IDP. This is a brand new video series offering a quick window into emerging and important international student markets. Today, I am speaking with Samnang Hong. He is our Canada lead counselor based in Phnom Penh. So let's get a rundown from Samnang about what's changing in Cambodia and how IDP can support your recruitment efforts there. All right, welcome Samnang. Thank you for joining me today. I want to kick this off with the question that is on our minds, which is that traditionally Cambodian students have always been perceived as choosing Australia as their preferred study destination. So we're wondering, what is the scope for Canada in the minds of Cambodian students?
At the moment, Canada is one of the preferred countries for Cambodia. Right now, they are doing so good. The number is growing, but from a very small traditional base. The trend could potentially change so big because of the immigration policy, post-study work visas, and if there is anything update on the SDS front, that would be so good with the numbers of Canada.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and so what would you say are among the top reasons for Cambodian students to opt for one study destination over another?
Normally, students, they would look at established connections like referrals and their families, members, like a Cambodian communities already living in some places. But then again, some students are now also looking at the friendliness of the tuition fees and the opportunities after and during the studies as well.
Okay, and what would you say is one of the most sort of interesting facts about Cambodia that our listeners might like to hear about?
Right. So since Cambodia used to undergo a civil war in the 70s, for now, 70% of our population in Cambodia is probably under the age of 30.
Oh,
That's
wow.
very young.
Okay, so you say the numbers are small, but there's a lot of opportunity.
Yes, a lot of opportunities.
So are the students, Cambodian students, generally looking for an undergraduate education abroad, or is it a postgraduate education? And are they interested more in colleges or universities or both?
I think we are more like a UG program rather than a PG, but and students would look both at either short-term colleges, 2 years, 2 to 3 years colleges program, and then also a mixture of a 4-year bachelor program. We also look at a small percentage of postgraduate diploma studies as well.
Okay, cool. All right. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how brand conscious or ranking conscious are Cambodian students?
I would say about 7 to 8, because rankings are important, but not the only sole deciding factor. Like I said in the previous question, family connection and the referrals also played a very important role.
Yeah, right. Yes, and this is something you and I talked about earlier, and I found it most insightful is that, talking about familiarity and referrals coming from Cambodian students. So I think one of the opportunities we talked about is that clients could identify Cambodian students or Cambodian community around their campuses, and then perhaps showcase that, or introduce them to IDP so that we can invite them as part of our alumni sessions. What's better than a Cambodian student talking to prospective students about their experience in Canada and at a particular institution as well. Okay, all right. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how strong is the knowledge of Canada and of Canadian institutions in Cambodia?
I would give it a 6 for now.
Okay.
But this is beginning to change with how well Canada responds to COVID-19 and having more institutes becoming more active in Cambodian market very recently. Yeah.
Okay. All right. What 2 focus areas would you recommend for Canadian institutions who are looking to recruit in Cambodia?
I think they can look into using working with IDP. We have social media as a platform to promote their brand, engage with the students, and also I feel like scholarships program will also give them an increase of a number in their application right away. That's a very quick fix, I would feel.
Okay. And what kind of opportunities are there available with your office if, to get in front of students? Are there any opportunities that our clients can engage in?
Yeah, we do have 2 major events for Canada per year. One in May, which is just a few days ago, and then the other one in October. And the other reason is that we also have flexibilities on running dedicated sessions. Not an expo, but just a dedicated session for for the Canadian institution, individual institution, with very good number of students too, because we have our own English language school and also the IELTS test center.
Okay, and the current visa processing time for Cambodian students applying for Canadian visas?
It varies, but I feel like 12 weeks is the standard for now.
Okay, that's not bad. Yeah. Okay, and what would you say is IDP's success rate with visa applications?
I would say about 90% plus for us in the past 24 months. We have been quite successful on this front because we are very careful with our applications and paperwork. The team will make sure that our students meet all immigration requirements and have a very high visa success rate before we proceed with any application.
Okay, great. I guess my final question is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how positive is the outlook for Canadian institutions who have hopes to recruit from Cambodia?
I give it a solid 8 or solid 9. I think Canada is rapidly growing, especially recently when comparing to other major study destinations. The friendliness of the immigration opportunities, the dealing with the COVID, the tuition fees, and the quality of colleges or university will all play a very big role going forward.
Great. All right. So on that optimistic note, we invite our clients to connect with Samnang to discuss, future opportunities. They have their next event coming up in October. If you wanted to learn more about that or any other initiatives that you would like to undertake in the Cambodian market, please feel free to connect with us or directly with Samnang. And we look forward to supporting your recruitment efforts in Cambodia. Thank you, Samnang. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, Michelle. You have a good day.
Thank you.